Hello everyone, welcome back to Shining Brighter. My name's Nick and I'd like to thank you all for being here. I've been away for a little while and it hasn't been by choice. Some things have come up that have precluded me from getting out some new videos, and it's basically the topic of today's video, and that is struggling in life and how that is a test of your patience and your faith. Before I get going, if you do like the content that I'm providing, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I'd really love some comments and back and forth. If there's any topics you guys think of that you'd like me to speak on, I'd be happy to. But let's get going. There's a few things that I'm dealing with, and before I talk about them, I just want you guys to understand I'm not looking for anything. That's not what this is about. I'm not doing a poor me or asking for anything. I'm using real life events that happen to me to discuss the topics that I discuss, and this is the most recent thing that's going on. So that's what the video is about. We all struggle in life, and I want you guys to understand that there are people in this world who are far worse off than I am. I have no illusions about that. What I'm going through is something that I can deal with, something that I can recover from, as far as I know, and it's helped to teach me a new lesson, which is what we're talking about today, and it's also given me some new perspective. So back in mid-June, I started not feeling well and originally thought I had allergies, that season, but 3 urgent care visits and 3 hospital visits, 3 doctor's appointments, and a specialist later, and we still don't know exactly what's wrong. The hard part for me is that it's preventing me from working. As you know, I'm a police officer, and what I'm dealing with, there's just no way I would be a liability. So I'm not able to do my job. And I'm also not able to go out and do the things that I would like to do. I like being hands-on. There's nothing I can't do. And I was hoping to do some renovations on my home and do some things with my truck, my daughter's car, things like that, and it's just not possible. And for me, that's very difficult because I am very self-reliant, and I like that. I like being able to do things for myself. Not only does it save a bunch of money, but I like being hands-on. I like working with my hands. I like working with tools. And I also like to just be able to get up and get out and do these videos and go walking. I was walking almost 3 hours a day and going to the gym a couple times a week up until this all started. And now I'm just not able to do those things, at least not for the time being. I do have faith, part of the conversation today, that I will be okay and that I will be able to get back to where I was and even improve. That was my goal, physically, to keep improving myself. And on top of, the health issue that I have that's going on, which I can't even tell you what it is because I haven't got it figured out yet. We have an idea, but nothing official. I just know that it's causing me a lot of issues. Additionally, I've discussed before that work is not the greatest place. I don't have a fantastic leadership there. And when I got ill, I was actually due to get forced over for a bunch of midnight shifts. And I was ready to do them. They shouldn't have happened, but because of poor management, poor decision making, it is what it is. But that's when I got sick and I wasn't able to do so. Unfortunately, I think the guy in charge thought that I was probably faking so I wouldn't have to do that. And all of a sudden I get notifications that my office is being moved, completely unnecessary, and that I'm being put back on the midnight shift again, completely unnecessary. And that was for punishment and targeting. Again, as far as that person's concerned, whatever. I don't have the energy to hate, nor do I want to. I don't like him, but I pity him because, like I've said before, being that type of person, that's a rough way to live, and I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror. So, these things are still difficult to deal with, as much as I'm having faith and I'm staying positive the best of my ability, and I'm learning, which is fantastic. Nobody knows everything, and if you think you don't need to learn anymore, then you're a fool. There's not a person on this planet that can't learn something, especially when it comes to life lessons and how you treat people, what you put out into the world, and how you decide to manage your life. And that's part of what struggling is it's another teacher in your life, showing you the lesson that how you respond to the struggle will have a massive impact on the outcome of it. So if you're going to have these challenges come at you and you're going to freak out and panic or get angry or be bitter and sour, that's what's going to come back at you. The universe responds to the energy that you put out to it. So if you choose to go down that route and be negative and sour and angry and take it on other people, it's all going to come back on you. Is it easy? No. Is it easy for me to sit still and I've literally done just about nothing since mid-June. Up until just the other day, I was told not even to go walking because of what's going on. Now I'm at least allowed to do a little bit of light walking, but not much at all, and I got to take it easy and I got to go slow. But again, because of everything I've learned over the past few years, all the things that I've made videos about, everything that I share with you guys, I'm much better equipped to handle it now because of all the work that I've done on myself. 2 years ago, I would have been gloom and doom and mad and angry at the world and spit and fire, and that wouldn't have done anything for me. It would have exacerbated what's going on, and I'd probably be in the hospital, if not worse. So as hard as it is for me to not do anything and to just kind of like sit around and wait, basically, I took it as a lesson in patience. These days, everything is so fast-paced. Everybody wants everything now. They want it yesterday. You know, everybody thinks they're entitled to something. Everybody wants to know when their ship's coming in. And believe me, I get it. I do. I'm not telling you I'm any better than anybody else. And as a matter of fact, I will tell you that I had a problem with patience, and a lot of that was due to my work. You know, when you're dealing with people at their worst day in and day out, patience can be tough to come by, especially if it's somebody, you know, that you've dealt with multiple times, and you know, it's just the same old thing over and over again because they're not learning. But I'm being forced into patience. And again, karma will teach you until you get it, and it'll kick harder and harder and harder. Well, this is a pretty hard kick I had to get to get the patience thing down here. But you know, as much as it's hard, and I'm struggling here and there, I'm grateful for the lesson. I'm grateful for the patience, because it's only going to serve to help improve my health and to keep me healthy and keep me going for a long time. So that's how I'm taking that part of, you know, struggling in life is, what am I going to learn from it? How am I going to improve? Because if you don't learn a lesson from when you struggle, you're just going to keep struggling. Faith is another thing, and you decide however that is for you, whether it's religious or just your own beliefs, or however you want to look at it. I'm not here to tell you what your faith is or how you should have it or if you should have it. That's completely up to you. But I do have faith. There's a lot of things that have changed in my life, so I'm grateful for the things that I'm learning, the things that I'm giving into. Kind of realizing that, you know, everything does happen for a reason, and you have to let go and trust that the universe is going to respond to you the way that you've been giving your energy out. And I've tried very hard over the last few years to put out as much positive energy and kindness and support and help as I can. That's the whole point of why I started this channel, is because I believe that my purpose in life is to help people through whatever means I can. And this channel, you know, I figured was one of the best ways that I could reach a large amount of people to do as much as I could to help them. And even if I help one person, I couldn't ask for anything better. There's no greater gift than to help somebody, to, you know, reach out with a helping hand, guide them back up, help them stand on their feet, and help them learn, you know, that they matter. Because not everybody's willing to do that for people. And I've been fortunate. I've had people in my life do that for me. So if I'm able to push it, you know, pay it forward, I'm happy to. So in closing, guys, if you are struggling in life, you know, I know it's not easy, but try to look at the circumstances, try to look at the situation, and try to find that silver lining, because it's there. You may not understand why it has to be going the way it is. I've been struggling with that part too, you know, because I was doing a lot to improve my health before this happened. And it's kind of like everything I did is all gone now, and I have to, when I get this figured out, I have to start from scratch. But you know what? It's okay. I can do it. I know I'm strong, and I know that there's nothing that can stop me from getting back and getting even better. So as always, guys, know your value, know your worth, respect yourselves. I see you all for who you really are, and I love you all for it. And another silver lining that came out of this whole situation is, even though it disrupted my creativity for a while, it finally actually gave me the subject matter for this video. So I'm happy to be back, and I'm hoping that I will be back to, you know, the regular schedule. I'm trying to do at least a video a week, and hopefully more, but I've got a lot going on. But if you're out there and you're struggling in life, just know you're not alone. I'm blessed that I have people around me that I didn't even have to ask for help. They're offering. I mean, that is because of how I've treated them. You know, and I would do the same for them if the situation were reversed. So take care of each other, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.